Hello everyone, welcome to another N8N tutorial video. Again, a tutorial which will teach you how to create an AI chatbot using RAG. RAG meaning Retrieval-Augmented Generation, just a fancier word to use your own knowledge base, and your chatbot will be only responding based on your own knowledge base. So previously I created a tutorial where you had to create a vector store and add multiple nodes like this workflow here. You can see we added this tool where we added some description, and then we added the Pinecone vector store, all of these different nodes which you needed to add in order to create an AI chatbot using N8N with your custom knowledge base. But now it is super easy. Now you just need to have one node and replace all of these nodes with just one node. Now that's the only node which you will need to add, and your chatbot will be working completely same as this one. So I'm just gonna open the chat and try to chat with it. So if I say, please tell me about your services, and it's gonna respond based on the data which I have given. So the data which I have given is based on my website. So we do website, web design, and we also build Shopify store and the custom AI workflows. And I have trained my chatbot, which is showing up here, based on the data which I have on my website. And that's the same data which is being used on this new AI chatbot with Pinecone Assistant node. And as you can see that it's telling us WebSense Pro is a digital media agency specializing with custom web design, Shopify design, AI automation, and custom AI chatbots. And it's giving only the data which I have provided. And it is super simple for you to create this with this new instruction. So that's the instruction which we will be following. I'll add this in the YouTube video description. And before that, you will just need to add in a custom node from community node. So click on this settings and then click on community nodes. And here you just need to install this node, which I have already installed. So simply click on install, and in npm package, just add in this package name. Again, I'll add in the YouTube video description. Click on this check mark and then click on install. I've already installed it, so I don't need to install it. I'm gonna create a new workflow now in order to show you guys. So let's click on this plus sign and then click on workflow. And here we will need to add in the workflow, which is also provided by Pinecone. So let's first go to Pinecone console and create an API key. I'm going to click on Pinecone console from this instruction here, and then go to API keys. These are my API keys. I'm going to create a new API key naming N8N. Okay, our key is created. I'm going to copy this key and use in the new workflow which I'll create. So for the workflow, let's scroll down to the same instruction. And here we have the workflow, right? Before creating the workflow, you will also need to create an assistant in your Pinecone. So again, let's open the Pinecone in a new tab. Now here we have this assistant, which we will need to create. So click on assistant. That's new, which wasn't there before. So after clicking on assistant here, click on create an assistant. And now we will name our assistant same as the instruction. So I'm simply going to copy this N8N assistant from here and then paste it here. And let's click on create assistant. And we have our assistant ready. It's currently initializing. So let's give it a few. Okay, we have it ready. Now you can directly upload the data here. So here we have this files. Now you can add in your PDF file, your doc file, txt, json, and md directly from here. Previously you needed to create database just like I have here. So if I open that up in a new tab, I can show you the database and then indexes which we needed to create. So you can see that we had to create database, and then we had to create indexes, and then we had to define the embedding model. And then on old method, we had to mention the Pinecone namespace. All that stuff is now gone. Now you don't need to do anything at all. All you have to do is just click on N8N assistant like this, upload the file from here or from the N8N, and your assistant will be ready. Now, if I upload the file, which this is the data which my chatbot is trained on. So if I upload that, you can see that it's now uploaded. And in settings, we can give our assistant an instructions, and simply I'm going to ask, what are your services? And based on the data which I have uploaded, it's going to give us back the response. So here you go. You can see that it's telling us all of the services which is in the data which I have uploaded in the txt format, right? Now let's do it in N8N. I'm going to remove this here for now, and why I'm removing that, I'm going to tell you in a sec, because we will be uploading this data using the N8N workflow. Okay guys, we have our data removed. Now we will import the workflow provided by Pinecone, which is our third step. So let's simply click on this copy icon, and within new workflow of N8N, I'm simply gonna press Command V to paste, and here you can see that it's asking import the workflow. So let's click on yes, import. And here is the complete instructions for this workflow, which we are following. And so this is the chatbot. So that is our chatbot, and that workflow is for uploading the data, right? Currently it is uploading the data here, so we can upload it from URLs as well. It's setting the URL in an array. So these are the URLs and the data which is being uploaded to our N8N Assistant, which we have created in Pinecone Assistant, this one, right? And now all we have to do is add in our API key, which we created. So once you have this workflow imported on your N8N, you would see red color here. So we will need to add in our API key. You don't need to change anything at all. You will just need to add in your API key here. I've already added the API key. If you're not seeing your API key, simply click on this drop down, click on create new credential, and paste in the API key, which you have created here. So I'm going to copy this API key and paste in the API key. And now this one is Pinecone account 3. So I have third account connected with the N8N. I'm going to click on save, and my credentials are now saved. Perfect. Now let's do the same with this node here. Okay, so it's done. And once done, you will need to connect the OpenAI API key. So double click on that. And I already have credential created with OpenAI account. You can easily do that by going to OpenAI API key and log in using your account. So that's the page for that, platform.openai.com. I'm going to log in using my account. Okay, here you can see that we have multiple keys created. You will simply click on create new secret key, add in your API key name, and simply add in a new credential and fill in the API key. So that's how easy it is to set up the chatbot. Now you can see that we have this Pinecone Assistant. Simply double click on that, and you will need to add in the Pinecone bearer auth, which is again simply just adding in your API key. So let's add in the third account. Simply copy the API key. Here's the API key, paste the API key, click on save, and that's it. We are now ready to go. Now first we will push the data to our N8N Assistant. I'm gonna push the default data for now, and then I'm gonna push my txt data using this. So let's do that. Click on execute workflow. And you can see that our data is now uploaded to our N8N Assistant. If I go back to N8N Assistant and click on settings and then click on files, you can see that we have 4 files uploaded in our Pinecone Assistant. Now I can simply chat with my RAG chatbot. So what's new in Pinecone Assistant? So I'm simply going to copy and paste and then give it the prompt. And here you go. You can see that based on the data which I have uploaded in our N8N Assistant here, it is responding that Pinecone Assistant is generally available for all users as of January 2025. It's now support GPT-5 model, and that's the metadata limit from 1 KB to 16 KB to allow you to more organizational data. You can delete a file uploaded even while it's still processing. So all of these new features which we have in our N8N Assistant, right? Quick added to create workflows, files using Pinecone and OpenAI. So it's now very easy to create our RAG chatbot and upload our files. Super simple. I can simply add in the URL here and it's going to automatically upload my data. And based on that, we will have our RAG chatbot ready to go. Now, all we did is created an assistant account in Pinecone Assistant and then imported the workflow, uploaded the database using this workflow, and our RAG chatbot was ready to go. So this was the high level overview of this new feature with the new node of Pinecone Assistant. Let me know in the comment below if there was any confusion understanding this, or if you want me to create a more detailed version of this tutorial. Until next video, have a great day.